Hi there, comic book friends. I'm Travis. It's time for another edition of No Capes, where I talk about comic books that don't have to do with superheroes and or Ethan doesn't review them or read them along with me. First up, I'm going to talk about Lazarus, issue 2. I'm really liking this comic. This issue, we get more of a fill-in on what our Lazarus here, Eve, what her family life is like, and a little more insight into where she fits in the family, what her siblings, and I use all these air quotes because she's not really, birth of the family. It doesn't seem like she's pretty much genetically created person. And we get to find out a lot, I think, about the personalities and characters that make up her immediate family. Very quickly in this book, I think Greg Rucka does an awesome job of that. And there's plenty of other writers that probably could, get a lesson from Rucka on this, as far as how to quickly show us what a character is like without having to just tell us a whole bunch of stuff or dragging it out forever for us to get a good basic understanding of that. This is a lot more world building. If you're interested in world building and that sort of thing, this is a great book. It's only issue 2. I really suggest you get on this thing. If you like anything that's remotely close to, near future, dark corporate warfare, and one person's struggle to figure out who she is, why she is, and we don't know, possibly change what is. Really interesting book. I really enjoy it. Love the art in it. This cover, man, it looks like a movie poster. It's just great. And we're gonna get we kind of get a sense of another family, one of the other corporations in this issue, and she's coming face to face at the end of this with some of this other family. Really interesting. There's going to be lots of intrigue, I think, lots of backstabbing and espionage and all that sort of stuff. Just really enjoying it. Great book. Next up, I'm going to talk about Lobster Johnson, Scent of Lotus. This is 1 of 2. Great Lobster Johnson story. Runs the relatively standard affair for Lobster Johnson. He's working on some sort of syndicated crime that is going on in the city that he is in. He's hunting it down. He gets into some firefights throughout the thing. The one thing I thought was interesting about this issue is I've always kind of wondered, because I haven't read all of the Lobster Johnson, just the stuff that's come out in the last couple years. I always wondered if he's bulletproof or magical, if the bullets just never hit him. In this one, I've seen him take some rounds, it just didn't matter. In this one, they actually show him wearing a bulletproof vest, which I thought was really kind of interesting, because I've always, like I said, I always kind of wondered, what the deal is. Is he got some occult powers of his own, like the Shadow, or is he just a guy with some interesting Batman-type gadgets who ends up getting himself involved in lots of occult-type things? Still 100% know that, but we get a little bit of that anyway. Of course, the end of this ends in the fashion of lots of Lobster Johnson. You get exposed to some sort of bizarre, supernatural, Chthonian, voodoo, whatever kind of craziness always seems to ensue. And in this one, the end of it is got monkeys and kabuki masks, and who knows for sure what they're up to. Next issue will be pretty exciting. Really like it. Artwork on this was Sebastian Funarama. And I really like his. Sebastian does some great work. He did artwork for the BPRD 1948, and I really liked him in that. So he does a great job in this too. Great comic, pretty cool stuff. Really enjoy it. Looking forward to the second issue. It doesn't put you out much to buy this and buy the other issue if you want to get kind of a glimpse at kind of a really good pulp noir occult type book. Okay, next up is The Massive, and this is issue 14. Really intriguing book. Crazy geopolitical things are happening. We've still got this nuclear submarine that's whizzing around somewhere in in flooded Manhattan. The supposed military comes down, puts the Capitol under gunpoint. There's aircraft carriers off in the distance. All this bad stuff that could happen. They play chicken for a little bit, and they kind of, outrun some of that stuff. There's a great conversation between Callum and Mag about bringing crazy people on board, the guy that stole the submarine, what's going on here. I think Callum is getting more and more of an idea that there are these other agendas going on that he's not even really aware of. And I don't think he's completely got it, because it's pretty obvious now. Callum's got his own agenda, which is the ninth wave stuff, and he kind of wants to ignore everybody else's agendas. Mag seems to have some level of agenda. He's more in survival mode, I think. As far as, is the ninth wave realistic anymore, or now it's a matter of just trying to live as best they can with the situation that's going on across the world. And then you've got Mary, who's got her own agenda, which is, I think, closer to the ninth wave's agenda, but she's willing to take it to even more extremes potentially than Callum was. So really interesting. We've got our one American girl here. She actually shows her passport, gets scooped up by the Americans for a little bit, and then they drop her back on. She's wearing a wire. She decides she doesn't want to wear the wire. There's just a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're basically at the halfway point with this comic. I think it's really intriguing, really interesting. I like this style of a book where there's some deeper stuff going on. There's some intrigue. You got this overlying, they're supposed to be hunting for the massive, but there's so much more stuff going on for them that becomes such secondary what's going on. And I just think it's a really interesting read. It's a different enough comic that's not like the other stuff that's out there, and I enjoy that. It's an interesting and thoughtful book. And lastly, for this time, it is Six Guns, Son of Guns, issue number 5. An okay issue. It ties the whole group together. Gets all the guns back in one place. Of course, this is set in the past to line the whole thing up. I don't know. This was an okay, mini-series, kind of a spin-off thing. I was more excited about it than when it actually came out. But there were some issues in it that were really good. But as a whole, it was just kind of okay. The run itself. Six Gun, the actual series, is an excellent book. Very exciting. And maybe the problem with this is we know, at least I know, where this is gonna end at, because we know what happens to these guys in the regular Six Gun book. So I don't know if that's the problem, telling this kind of back story. And in a lot of cases, I don't really feel like we got enough about the back history of some of these people. Some of them was interesting, and some of them not so much so. To really explain the justification as to why they are how they are, other than having the guns in their possession drives them to the depravities that they get themselves into. Good art in it. Brian Trella's art is excellent. Okay series. If you're really into the Six Gun, this might be something to pick up. I don't know. If I was going to pick it up, I'd pick it up in a trade. It might make one nice quick read and whatnot. Not a horrible series, but not anything that's rocking my socks off like the actual Six Gun book is. So that's it for No Capes. I'll be back in, 4 or 5 days with my next No Capes. Got some excellent books coming next week, things like The Wake and Collider, and I can't remember what else, but there's going to be some good stuff there, I'm sure. I hope you're enjoying your No Cape books. Let me know what you got going on, and I will see you down the road. Bye.